In this video, I'm going to break down step by step the strategy that grew my membership to $5,433 per week. So let's get into it. If you're new here, hi, I'm Molly. I started as a broke college dropout with just 81 cents to my name, and I leveraged that into a multiple six-figure per year photography studio. Then other photographers started asking me how I did it. I then started to create free content online and paid digital products for other photographers. And I grew that into a $2 million per year digital info products business. And now I help content creators just like you to monetize your following with digital info products so that you can help your followers on a deeper level and make a full-time living doing what you love. So when I first started to create digital products, I created hundreds of different digital products, from ebooks to workshops to courses. But it wasn't until much later on in my journey that I decided to create my own membership. I don't know what it was with memberships that I wasn't very interested in. I think I thought it would be like a ton of work to keep the membership ongoing. And also typically memberships cost a little bit less. So I think I thought that I wouldn't make as much money from, say, a membership than an online course. But I want to talk today about why I did ultimately decide years later to go all in on a membership and all the pros that come along with that. I'll share some of the cons too, about why memberships though are actually an amazing digital product to do. And of course, how I grew it to $5,433 per week. So after doing tons and tons of different digital products, what I learned is that every single month I was starting over at zero. So if I was selling ebooks or workshops or courses, these are all one-off sales, which are awesome. And I do recommend getting started with something like an ebook or a workshop and then scaling it up with something like a course. But what I realized, especially with courses, is that I was helping these students ongoing, but I wasn't actually getting paid ongoing. So that's when I really started to think about membership. So one of the first things I did was I actually used a membership as a back-end product to my online course to keep recurring revenue coming in because I was helping these students ongoing. So I wanted to get paid ongoing as well. And also when I closed my previous business, I really learned that you don't have a sellable business without MRR, monthly recurring revenue. So that was a huge reason why in this business, Freedom Creator, that I wanted to create a membership so that I could start every single month with a baseline of monthly recurring revenue, and I wasn't starting every single month with sales over at zero. That could be really stressful, especially when you have a team, or if you decide someday you want to sell your business. I have found out that it's not really worth a whole lot if you don't have monthly recurring revenue. So here are some of the pros and cons of having a membership. Pros: you're getting paid ongoing to help your students ongoing. Cons: you do have to worry about churn. You have to think about how to get people to stick and stay with your membership. Versus a course, a lot of people are just paying you upfront or they're doing a payment plan. But with a membership, it's typically a monthly fee and people can cancel at any time. So the pressure is really on for you to really deliver, which I think is a great thing, and to make sure that members are taking action and sticking inside of the membership, which does take additional effort and measuring. But ultimately, the biggest reasons I wanted to have a membership was, number one, I wanted to be able to teach YouTube and digital products, which doesn't necessarily have an end like something with a course. People who want to learn how to grow their following, that's an ongoing skill that you're always going to want to be doing more and more and growing more and more and learning more and more about that. Same thing with digital products. There's always more to learn about making the product better, getting more sales. With digital products, there's always more to learn, like making a better product and getting more sales. So I knew that teaching these specific things would do well in a membership. And also the second big reason was I really wanted to create a very reliable business. I wanted to take the time to build a really solid foundation, something that's going to be around for 10+ years, because I am in this business for the long haul. And I really wanted something where myself and my team could start every single month knowing we at least have a baseline of sales. I really wanted to make sure that this business would be founded on low stress. There is no reason somebody in the digital product space needs to run an extremely stressful business. And our membership has really helped us to do that because, again, we can start every single month with a reliable amount of sales. Now, maybe you're interested in creating a membership like me, or maybe you want to learn about all the different types of digital products that are out there so that you can decide which one is best for you. If so, I have a totally free guide with a list of all 54 different types of digital products, and you can download it completely for free in the link in the description below this video. Okay, so we've heard all about memberships and the pros and cons, but how did I actually take it to $5,433 per week? So the first thing I did was I built a following, and then I surveyed them to find out where their biggest problems lie. And I found out that my followers really struggled with building their own following and selling their own digital products. So that is where the Membership Freedom Creator Club was born. So once I had that, I decided to launch my membership and get an initial amount of sales. And actually, I started out with just a sales page and letting it run on the back end passively. And even though the sales page wasn't very good, I got consistent sales for about a year. And that's when January of 2024, I decided to do a real launch, a serious launch. And this is where I did 2 live webinars that converted very well. So then what we did was we took those live webinars and we converted them into an automated webinar. And that is what has been selling passively in the background to bring in that $5,433 per week. Now, obviously that's the exact amount I made one week that I took the screenshot, but it can vary, but we're getting sales every single day from this membership, and it is growing month over month, which is so cool. Okay, so let's dive in detail into each of these steps that I mentioned. So step number 1 is to grow your following and survey them and find out what they're struggling with. Number 2 is to do a quick launch. Number 3 is to do a better launch. And number 4 is to automate that launch so that you can get those consistent passive sales month over month. And by the way, when I say grow your following, I mean grow your following on somewhere like YouTube, but then also move them to email subscribers. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you know that email subscribers are 40 times more likely to purchase than a social media follower alone. So if you want to learn how I move my followers to email list subscribers, I have a totally free email list building funnel for you so that you can just edit it, have your own funnel, and move your own followers to email subscribers. So how do you get it? You can grab it by clicking the link in the description below. Again, it's completely free. Okay, so first let's talk about how to grow your following and then survey them to find out where their biggest pain points are so that you can help them with your digital product or membership. So for me, I decided to go all in on YouTube after testing an abundance of different social media platforms, from Instagram to TikTok to blogging and Pinterest. I decided to go all in on YouTube because I was getting by far the most leads from the YouTube platform. Within a 6-month test period, my best month was over 1,400 email leads on YouTube in a month, which is amazing. And so that's why I decided to go all in on this platform. Yes, YouTube is a lot of work to get started, but I also feel like that's why there is such a big opportunity and why creators make so much money from the platform and why they're able to grow such big businesses. Not everyone is willing to put in the time and energy to grow a YouTube channel, and that leaves a gap in the market where you can fit right in. The other cool thing with YouTube is not only are you able to move your followers to email subscribers and sell your own digital products, but you can also get paid by things like sponsorships, affiliate marketing, and even YouTube AdSense. At the time I'm filming this video, I'm making around $2,000 a month just from YouTube AdSense. So what I do is I put out 1 to 2 videos every single week. Within those videos, I mention freebies, just like I've done throughout this video. And that is how I'm moving my viewers and followers to email subscribers. And then I have a series of automated emails as well as an automated webinar funnel that can move those followers to email subscribers and then to sales into my membership. So once you have 1 to 200 people on your email list or more, what you're going to want to do is send them a survey with something like Google Forms. Or you can host group calls. You could pay people virtually with like pizza gift cards or Starbucks gift cards and really get people to come as a group and ask them a bunch of questions. Or my favorite one, it does take the most time, but what you can do is actually schedule one-on-one sessions with people. These can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and ask them questions. This does take up more time, but you'll really be able to dive deeper into their pain points and ask them follow-up questions. And for this, I like to use TidyCal. I used to use Calendly, but it was hundreds of dollars a year. But I have since switched to TidyCal, which is just a one-time payment of $29, and you have it for life. And it does all the same things. You can have people schedule one-on-ones. You can have them pay you for those if you want to get paid for coaching. It's super cool and a great way to learn more about your audience and their struggles, because that's what you need to know to create profitable digital products. So once you know what digital product you're going to create, you want to do a quick launch. Now for me, I did this with just a few emails to my email list just to find out, are people even interested in buying this? And I would recommend starting out in a simple way. Write a few emails, write a really short sales page or even just a checkout page, and just see the amount of interest. If you see that there is interest, then I would recommend doing a full-on launch. And this is what I did January of 2024. We did 2 live webinars. We had a wait list. We did a bunch of different things. The launch went super well. I made a whole other YouTube video about that. And then since the launch went well and since the webinars went well, what we did was with one click using EverWebinar, we automated that webinar. And now we have an auto webinar funnel, which is exactly how I'm bringing in that $5,433 per week from my membership. And now the cool thing is every single month, I have monthly recurring revenue coming in from the people who sign up for the monthly payment plans. Some people sign up for yearly payment, some people sign up for monthly payment. We even have a lifetime tier option as well. So now that you know the strategy that grew my membership from $0 to $5,433 per week, you might be wondering how you can grow your following as well, because we all know that that is the lifeblood of actually getting consistent sales. You need consistent follower growth, consistent email list growth, and that is going to turn into consistent passive sales as long as you have your digital product converting. But how can you learn more about growing your following? Well, it all starts with watching this video next here. And when you pair what you just learned about memberships and passive income with growing your following, it's going to be way more profitable. See you in the next video.